Why did you lie to the American people, and why should we trust what you have to say now?
Such a terrible question, and the phraseology, I didn't lie. What I said is we have to be calm.
The news gets worse for Trump, and in a hurry. But will it actually matter? This is your 2020 fix. Since the Republican National Convention in late August, the president has been hit with a trifecta of bad stories that threatened to drag him down in the 2020 race. One was a story from The Atlantic in which people around Trump alleged that he had disparaged military veterans.
You need to apologize to service members and veterans.
No, it's a fake story.
Another is a new book from Bob Woodward and quotes him acknowledging the danger of the coronavirus even as he was downplaying it early on.
Whether it's to Woodward or anybody else, it's just another political hit job.
Another subplot we've seen is former employees of Trump's Department of Homeland Security coming forward with allegations about how the president has handled the coronavirus, national security.
Well, I can't imagine that.
Whenever we're confronted with stories like this, the question is often, does it actually matter? The president has rarely seen his political standing actually damaged by such revelations, but there is an indication that these things harden the already existing opposition to him. The danger for the president here is not so much that it will hurt him in the polls or cause his support to erode, but that it will make it more difficult for him to make a comeback in the 2020 election. Polls since this summer have narrowed ever so slightly, but if you look closely at those polls, the president is still struggling to climb out of the low 40s, and most of the declining deficit owes to people moving from Joe Biden to the undecided category. In other words, the president needs to grow his support to have a chance of winning, and these stories make that more difficult.